So Blizzard officially confirmed Galakrond's return. It is not a speculation, he is quite literally coming back in the very near future. The most likely scenario is that this will be a time travel related thing, as they told us we will get the resolution of the Bronze Dragonflight storyline, which means that we might be seeing Galakrond in his full glory at the peak of his power, or this could possibly also be related to the Emerald Dream. As an ancient being, he might be tied to it, and this might explain why the Primalists are after the Dream, because as we know, they are the followers of Galakrond, and there have been a lot of Emerald Dream leaks lately. All of this could involve the potential return of Dralad, the victim of Galakrond, the fallen brother of Vizier and Alexstrasza, who could be undead. Furthermore, Blizzard told us about Riddickron's plans. They confirmed a brand new dragon fight, which is a huge hint, and they gave us some other really big spoilers. So what is all this new information?
So the Ridge Wallet, the perfect minimalist, sleek design that is really simple but also super cool at the same time. You can fit up to 12 cards, there's cash on the side, there's over 30 designs, there's a lifetime warranty. They also started making key cases as well that can perfectly match your wallet. Now, make sure to use my code DORAN to get a 10% discount, and also check out my link in the description, so ridge.com/DORAN.
So we no longer have to speculate. Blizzard purposefully, in an interview, revealed quite a bit of information in regards to the Green Dragon fight, Nosdormu, but most importantly about Galakrond. Now, you might have noticed that we have been talking about Galakrond pretty much even before the Dragon fight was announced, but actually Blizzard never really mentioned him once in the context that was not talking about his history and what had happened in the past. The only actual hint we've had of him was that Tears Lab storyline, the Rotting Knolls that are highly associated with Decay, and we were told about him being corrupted through Yogg-Saron, but all of this was super vague, a lot of it was just riddled with speculation. However, Blizzard literally in an interview straight out told us that Galakrond is returning and that he will be back in the very near future. This is not a speculation, a possible conclusion I'm making up. They literally officially confirmed on their official channel that Galakrond will be back. However, what they did not confirm is how exactly, but they did give us a few really interesting hints that we can work from. Along with Galakrond, they also revealed other official information that I'm almost certain we will learn more about in the upcoming weeks, as 10.1 is out now, but so far they kinda deepened what they already told us a few months back. 10.2 has been speculated and is all but confirmed to be about the Green, the Bronze Dragon fight, the Emerald Dream. Now, in this interview, they confirmed to us that not only will 10.2 be about the Bronze Dragon fight, but we will actually get a resolution to their storyline, meaning big things might actually be happening really soon. There will be a big storyline with Nosdormu and Murozond, and apparently with Chromie and her evil counterpart Morchi, which I gotta say sounds kinda weird. This entire Nosdormu Murozond thing has been a thing in WoW for over a decade, so by this announcement we could expect some really big things if they really meant resolution. Alongside this, they also mentioned a few other things, one apparently really big spoiler that they wanted to reveal nothing about, with a few other bits of information, but most importantly, Galakrond was mentioned in this context of 10.2, so the Bronze Dragon fight and the Greens, in which the community created two really interesting scenarios, and honestly, I think both of them are likely. In my opinion, the Bronze Dragon fight one is the most likely, so I could 100% see the return of Galakrond, not as a resurrected dragon, a return to Northrend with his bones there, but as actually facing off against him in a time travel scenario raid that will be sort of like crucial world-saving significance, very similar to the end world scenarios that we've had with Deathwing back in Cataclysm. Seeing that they mentioned the resolution to the storyline of Nosdormu and Murozond, this totally makes sense. Also, we had that early animated series that mentioned Galakrond and Nosdormu, so they're obviously setting something up here. If you play through the questline with the Bronze Dragons, you might have noticed that how Chromie said that she will save him, even though Nosdormu thinks that is impossible. So this means that we will now also have to fight evil Chromie, and she might actually be able to save him. Keep in mind, the most early start of the dragon aspects is literally the fight they had with Galakrond. It is exactly why they were chosen to become aspects in the first place. Now, in Dragon Fight, we're getting the possible return of Tyr that originally elevated them to the aspects, and we are getting them to actually become the aspects once again. The entire creation of this dark side of Nosdormu was also created in this original encounter, so I could totally see us going here to the beginning and just figuring out how to get rid of Murozond. Maybe Murozond knows that his end is exactly where his start was. We can also combine this with things we don't really know about that have been hinted at. So there is that possible speculation that Tyr had originally created Galakrond, that there is a lot more lore surrounding Galakrond, saying that he was corrupted by the old gods than we previously knew. Even more interestingly, we also had an interview from Blizzard where they told us that the Bronze Dragonflight is trying to keep us stuck in a rigid Titan timeline that serves the Titan interests, and the Titan interests are one true mission, while the old gods and the Void want multiple scenarios, which is their mission. So who knows how all this stuff will intertwine in the end. What is certain though is that if this scenario happens, we might actually see the gigantic Galakrond in his true form, the gigantic size and all of his magnificence, which I think would be a really interesting addition, seeing that so far we have only really seen his bones and we've only heard stories about Galakrond. However, the other scenario is also incredibly interesting. There is so much potential as well, and that is that people have speculated that his remains might actually be hiding somewhere within the Emerald Dream, and that is where the story is going towards. We know that, and this totally makes sense as well. We know that these Primalists are sort of the worshippers of Galakrond and his ancient ways, and Blizzard told us that before Dragonflight was even announced, and now, all of a sudden, these guys are literally trying to access the dream with some mysterious reason, and we have been wondering why this entire time. What if Galakrond is the reason? Seeing how significant and ancient he is, he might somehow be tied to the Emerald Dream, and the key to his return hides within this ancient mysterious realm. Seeing that we've seen Ysera here and also in Northern Build, I could totally see Galakrond being connected to it as well. I'm guessing he is more ancient than some of these wild gods and other beings that we know are tied to the Emerald Dream. So if this happens, this storyline might explain what the Primalists are doing and why they're trying to invade it, and we might be in for some sort of an Emerald Nightmare scenario thing. Maybe the corruption already started to permeate. This is why we had seen this decay magic through the Knolls. However, in my opinion, I think the first time travel scenario might actually end up being more interesting, as we've already had the Emerald Nightmare in the past, so I'm not sure how fun that will be. In both cases, I could also see the involvement of Dralad, the brother of Ysera and Alexstrasza that was the victim of Galakrond, and this could definitely be used as a weapon against the Aspects, and I'm guessing the Primal Incarnates know about him, and you know, they want to really hurt these guys, the Aspects, so there could definitely be a really interesting storyline there. Now, other than Galakrond, Blizzard hinted at a few more interesting things in the recent interview that have kind of gone under the radar. People haven't really been talking about this all that much. Naturally, they told us about Redekron, his secret plan. They told us it is definitely not good, which, of course, is not really news. I mean, we all knew this. However, most importantly, they confirmed to us the speculation about a new Dragonflight is actually a thing. They literally told us there is an encrypted storyline about a possible 6th Dragonflight that we will be learning about soon. Now, I have made multiple videos on this topic. There have been a few hints even back in the Dragonflight Alpha, but recently we had gotten even more hints. First, there was that one purple dragon on that painting, there was another spot on the Seat of the Aspects, and a lot of things involving the color purple. The most popular speculation is that this might be related to Shadowflame and Altarian, trying to create a brand new sort of a combined Void Dragonflight, which honestly, with what he has been doing makes the most amount of sense. It is actually relevant with what has been going on, but this doesn't really combine well with the Seat of the Aspects hint, as I'm pretty sure the Aspects were not creating an open spot on their throne for Deathwing's monstrosities he has been making in his secret lab. There has been another hint of a hidden dragon aspect that we have known anything about that may be imprisoned somewhere, or maybe this could have even been Raszageth, and this makes sense as we know she's purple, we know Storm Dragons are there, but their lore has been super vague and they're not really present on the Isles. It is also possible that there could have been a Decay or a Spirit Dragon aspect, and that aspect might have been Galakrond, which could be a super interesting storyline as well. I know this doesn't align with the aspects since they were created by defeating Galakrond, but there has been a popular theory that the Primal Incarnates were originally the discarded dragon aspects, and this also makes a ton of sense. I mean, we have seen the experiments in Tyr's lab. Galakrond would have been the 5th element of the Spirit. We have 4 Incarnates, but we have 5 aspects. It is likely that the Primal Incarnates might have been the original Pantheon that, due to Galakrond, had to be discarded, and then they created the aspects that we know of. Of course, at the moment, all this is speculation, but at the moment, what is certain is that we will soon learn about Redekron, Galakrond, and we know he is coming, and we will finally learn what has been going on with the Bronze and the Green Dragonflight. Thank you for watching. Check out what are the leaked allied races to come by clicking on the screen, and check out the Rod's Academy for videos on real world history. See you next time!